If you're over 60 and you've noticed that your energy feels lower, your body doesn't respond the way it used to, or intimacy feels more like a memory than a reality, I want to speak directly to you. Maybe you've asked yourself quietly, is this just what aging feels like? Or maybe you've started to wonder, is there anything I can do naturally to feel like myself again? And if you've ever looked at your plate and thought, does what I eat actually affect my performance? You're not alone. I've had that same question asked by countless men in my clinic. Doc, they'll say, is there a food I can eat to help me feel better without needing a prescription? And the answer is yes. Absolutely yes. You see, food is more than just fuel. It's a message. Every bite you take tells your body either to wake up or to slow down. The right foods support your blood flow, your hormones, your energy, and yes, your performance. And the wrong foods, they quietly drain you day by day, bite by bite. But here's the good news. You don't need a perfect diet to feel better. You don't need to count calories or follow trends. You simply need to understand which foods support male vitality and how to add them into your life in a way that feels doable, sustainable, and real. I'm Dr. William Harris, a board-certified urologist based in Austin, Texas. For over 35 years, I've helped men over 60 reclaim energy, connection, and confidence, not through quick fixes, but through simple, natural habits that respect your body and help you feel like yourself again. And today, I want to share with you 5 specific foods that I've seen make a real difference in male performance, physically, mentally, and intimately. These are not exotic or expensive. They're real foods, easy to find, easy to use, and surprisingly powerful when you make them part of your daily routine. I'll also share with you how these foods work, the science behind them, and how real patients have used them to support better circulation, healthier testosterone, and more energy throughout the day. So before we dive in, let me invite you to take one small step now. If this message speaks to you, if you're ready to feel stronger, clearer, and more connected, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe for thoughtful, respectful content designed specifically for men over 60. Finally, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just type 1 if you've ever wondered whether food could be the key to feeling like yourself again. Alright, let's get started with the first food, one that's helped many of my patients improve circulation, energy, and confidence. Naturally. Now, before we dive into these specific foods, I want to remind you of something important. When it comes to male performance, two things matter most: circulation and hormones. And what you eat directly affects both. Food either helps your blood flow freely or it slows it down. It either supports your testosterone or it quietly chips away at it. But here's the good news. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You just need to know where to start with a few foods that send your body the right message. So let's begin with the first, a food that naturally boosts circulation. The very foundation of performance. It's simple, it's powerful, and nature designed it to help your blood flow exactly where it needs to go. Let's start with a food that I often call nature's circulation booster, beets. Now, I know beets aren't everyone's favorite. Some men tell me, Doc, I haven't eaten a beet since I was a kid. But once they learn what beets can do for male performance, they often change their mind. You see, beets are rich in natural nitrates, compounds that your body converts into nitric oxide. And why does that matter? Because nitric oxide is the key molecule that helps relax and open your blood vessels, improving circulation, especially the areas that define your masculinity. Better blood flow means more oxygen, more energy, and stronger responsiveness, not just in the bedroom, but throughout your day when circulation improves. So does your ability to wake up feeling alive, to move freely, and to feel confident again? Now let me tell you about George, 68 years old, retired mechanic. He came to me frustrated, saying, Doc, I still feel young in my mind, but my body doesn't cooperate anymore, especially in the mornings. After some conversation, I realized he wasn't moving much and his meals lacked foods that support blood flow. So I suggested something simple. Start each morning with a small glass of beet juice, just for the 6 ounces, or add cooked beets to his lunch a few times a week. He was skeptical. Beets? Really? But willing to try. 2 weeks later, George returned with a smile and said, I don't know what's in those beets, but I feel lighter, more energized, and things are waking up again, if you know what I mean. That's the quiet power of supporting your body naturally. Beets help your blood flow where it needs to go, without side effects or prescriptions. Here's how you can use them. Drink a small glass of fresh beet juice. In the morning, add roasted or boiled beets to your salad or dinner. Blend them into a smoothie with greens and berries. You don't need a lot. Just a few servings each week can make a real difference, because sometimes the path to better performance doesn't start in a pharmacy, it starts in your kitchen. And beets are a simple, natural way to support the circulation that fuels your vitality. Next, let's talk about another food that supports your testosterone levels, the fuel behind energy, drive, and confidence. Now let's talk about a food that's simple, affordable, and surprisingly powerful for men over 60, eggs. You see, many men worry about eating eggs because they've heard that cholesterol is bad. But here's the truth. Your body, especially as you age, needs cholesterol, the right kind, to produce testosterone. And eggs are one of the best natural sources of that. Each egg contains high-quality protein and healthy cholesterol, both of which are essential building blocks for testosterone, energy, and muscle maintenance. In fact, testosterone is made from cholesterol. Without enough of it, your body struggles to produce the hormones that drive male performance, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, here's what I tell my patients. Eating 1 to 2 eggs per day is not only safe for most healthy men, it's beneficial, especially after 60. Let me share Frank's story. 70 years old, retired carpenter. He came to me feeling tired, unmotivated, and disconnected. He said, "Doc, I sleep fine, but I wake up drained. I don't have energy for the day or from my wife." When we looked at his meals, I noticed he was skipping breakfast or just having toast and coffee, no real fuel. We made one small change. Frank began eating the eggs every morning, along with a handful of spinach and a drizzle of olive oil. 2 weeks later, he returned with more energy, a clearer mind, and in his words, "Mornings feel different, Doc. I feel steady again." That's what happens when you give your body the materials it needs to support testosterone, not through pills, but through real food. Here's how to add eggs to your day. Eat 1 to 2 eggs in the morning, any style you like. Add some green spinach, arugula for circulation support. Drizzle a bit of olive oil for healthy fats. Together, this simple meal fuels your hormones, your energy, your presence, the things that make you feel like yourself again. So remember, testosterone isn't just about desire. It's about how you feel, move, and live. And you don't need medicine to support it. You just need the right food. Next, let's explore another powerful food, one that supports your prostate and hormone health with a tiny but mighty mineral, zinc. Now let's look at something small but mighty when it comes to supporting male performance. Pumpkin seeds. You might think, "Doc, can a handful of seeds really make a difference?" And the answer is yes. Why? Because pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc, a mineral that's essential for testosterone production and prostate health. Your body cannot produce testosterone without enough zinc. This mineral supports your testes, helps regulate hormones, and also protects your prostate, something every man over 60 should be thinking about. When zinc is low, testosterone drops, energy fades, and many men feel a slow decline in drive, focus, and response. Unfortunately, many older men are zinc deficient, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because the body absorbs less zinc with age, and common diets, heavy in processed food, rarely provide enough of it. That's where pumpkin seeds come in. They're easy to add, affordable, and naturally packed with zinc, healthy fats, and antioxidants. They support hormone balance, reduce inflammation, and help you feel more grounded and energized day by day. Let me tell you about James, 72 years old, retired teacher. He came to me frustrated, saying, "Doc, I feel foggy, tired, and just not in the mood anymore, even though I want to be." After looking at his routine, we realized he wasn't getting much zinc, no seafood, few nuts, lots of processed snacks. So I gave him a simple habit: eat a small handful of pumpkin seeds every day, mid-morning or afternoon, instead of chips or sweets. 3 weeks later, James came back feeling sharper, more energized, and in his words, "I feel like myself again. Not perfect, but present." That's what zinc can do, especially when it's delivered naturally, daily, and without pressure. Here's how to use pumpkin seeds. Snack on a handful about 1 ounce midday. Sprinkle them on salads, oatmeal, or yogurt. Store them in a small jar. so they're always within reach. Remember, it's not about big changes. Sometimes a few seeds each day can remind your body how to feel strong again. Next, let's explore one last food, a simple oil that protects your heart, supports hormone health, and brings it all together. Now let's talk about something simple, yet incredibly powerful when it comes to supporting your hormones and circulation: olive oil. You see, many men over 60 were told for years to avoid fats, to eat low-fat everything. But here's the truth: your body needs healthy fats, especially as you age. And olive oil is one of the best sources of those fats. It's rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, both of which help your body into important ways. 1. Support testosterone production. 2. Protect your blood vessels. Let's break that down. First, testosterone is made from fat. Without enough healthy fat in your diet, your body struggles to produce the hormones that fuel your energy, drive, and performance. Second, olive oil helps reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, keeping them flexible and improving blood flow to all parts of your body, including your pelvic region. Better blood flow equals better oxygen, better responsiveness, and more energy where you need it. Let me tell you about Walter, 74 years old, retired postal worker. He came to me feeling sluggish and distant, not sick, just off. He said, "Doc, I feel like I'm fading, like I'm here, but not really present." We looked at his meals. They were low-fat, processed, and lacking real nourishment. I asked him to try something simple: add 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil each day. Drizzle it over his salad, vegetables, or even stir it into his soup. 2 weeks later, Walter returned with more color in his face and energy in his step. "Doc, I feel more solid, like I'm showing up again." That's the quiet power of healthy fats. No pills, no pressure, just natural support for the systems that keep you strong. Here's how to use olive oil. Add 1 tablespoon to salad. Cooked greens or grains. Use it in place of butter or other oils for cooking. Look for extra virgin olive oil. Cold pressed for highest quality. Remember, it's not about adding more. It's about adding wisely. Sometimes 1 spoon of oil a day can help your body feel nourished, resilient, and alive. Now that we've explored these for foods, let's take a moment to bring it all together. And I'll share one final message that every man over 60 deserves to hear. Now let's talk about something simple, something you've probably seen on your plate before, but may have underestimated: leafy greens. You see, most men think of vegetables as good for general health, but when it comes to male performance, certain greens do much more than that. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula are rich in magnesium, folate, and antioxidants, all of which support healthy blood flow and help reduce inflammation in your blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because inflammation tightens your blood vessels, making it harder for oxygen-rich blood to reach where it needs to go, especially your pelvic region. And without proper circulation, performance suffers, not because you don't want to respond, but because your body can't deliver what it needs to. Leafy greens help relax your blood vessels, lower oxidative stress, and support the nitric oxide your body uses to improve circulation naturally. Let me tell you about George, 69 years old, retired plumber. He told me, "Doc, I feel like my body's forgotten how to respond, like I'm distant from myself." He was eating heavy meals, little to no vegetables, and feeling sluggish. So I gave him a simple challenge: add leafy greens to at least 1 meal per day, spinach with eggs in the morning, salad with olive oil at lunch, or steamed greens at dinner. He agreed. 3 weeks later, George came back with more energy, better sleep, and in his words, "I feel lighter, clearer, and more alive, and intimacy doesn't feel so distant anymore." That's the quiet power of greens done right. Here's how to use them. Add spinach or arugula to your breakfast eggs. Enjoy a salad with olive oil at lunch. Steam kale or collard greens for dinner, or blend them into a smoothie with fruit and water. You don't need to become a vegetarian. Just add more greens day by day and let your body respond. Because leafy greens don't just help your heart, they help your confidence, your energy, and your connection. Now that we've explored these 5 powerful foods, let's bring it all together. And I'll share one closing message, something every man over 60 deserves to hear. As we close today, I want to take a moment to reflect, not just on what you've heard, but on what's possible starting today, right from your kitchen. We've explored 5 powerful foods that do more than just feed your body. They support your energy, your confidence, and your ability to feel like yourself again. 1. Beets, nature's circulation booster, helping blood flow where it matters most. 2. Eggs, rich in natural fuel for testosterone, helping you feel steady and energized. 3. Pumpkin seeds, a simple source of zinc to support hormones and prostate health. 4. Olive oil, healthy fat that protects blood vessels and fuels hormone production. 5. Leafy greens, calming inflammation and improving blood flow to restore vitality. These aren't exotic. They're not expensive, and you don't need a perfect diet to see the benefits. You simply need to treat food as support, a daily message to your body that says, I'm here, I care, let's thrive again, because this isn't about restriction or guilt. It's about reconnection with your body, with your strength, with the part of you that may have felt distant or quiet for too long. I've worked with hundreds of men who thought they were just aging, only to discover that with the right nourishment, their body began to respond again with more energy, clarity, and presence. One man told me, Doc, I didn't need a miracle. I just needed to know what to eat and why it matters, and that's what I want for you. Not to chase youth, but to feel steady, grounded, and fully alive in the life you have now. So here's my invitation. Start with one food from today's list. Just one. Maybe it's adding spinach to your breakfast, or swapping your afternoon snack for pumpkin seeds. Maybe it's a drizzle of olive oil over your dinner tonight. Each small step tells your body, I haven't given up. I'm showing up. If this video helped you, I invite you to do 2 things. 1. Like this video, so it reaches other men who need it. 2. Comment below. Share which food you're going to begin with. Even typing I'm starting with can be your first step. And if you have a friend, brother, or neighbor who's been feeling disconnected, share this video with him. You never know who needs to hear that change is possible. Most of all, remember, you are not alone. I'm here, and I'll be right here, in every message, in every video, walking beside you as you reclaim your health, your vitality, and your connection. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.